Welcome back to another edition of the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rex45. Got TJ and Smitty in the building tonight. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
That's what's up.
We're
What's going
doing
on,
good.
TJ?
Hey man, my Celtics is in the playoffs. Got sports in effect, and bikes is in every season's in effect. I'm just we're in the season. Weather's still not that great up here, but we're getting there.
That's only downside of Boston, as I suppose, is the weather. But MotoGP is happening this weekend in France. Excited about that. We got our World Superbike that just happened last week in Motor America and in at Road Atlanta. All the talk is what's possibly going to happen in France at the Le Mans GT. What are you guys thinking? Is I see you got your Honda shirt on, your Honda T-shirt on. I mean hat on, so what's it going to be? Marquez all the way, Smitty?
I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? If Marquez don't crash, he's going to win the race. That simple. And I think the world sees that now, not
Okay.
just me. Everybody
Okay.
that has a brain understands that if he doesn't crash, he's going to win the race.
Okay.
And so far, that's what has happened.
TJ,
I mean, I uh, I want to believe that, because that's just the proof's in the pudding. You've seen the results so far, but you know, a lot of these guys are starting to come back, and like Rexy said few weeks back, Mark Marquez doesn't seem to be getting any faster. I mean, yeah, he's still up the pace, but um, you know, KTM had four bikes top 10 last round. Honda's doing better. Fabio got a pole uh, position, so like, the transition is coming, we see. So like, Mark's just gonna have to hold it. We can see what he can do, but for Fabio getting pole last round, going into his home Grand Prix this round, where he crashed out last year. I'm sure he's trying to fix himself to be ready for this round coming up. But I
okay.
don't know.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Well, I mean,
I don't think he's
I'll
going over.
still, the whole world doesn't believe that yet, Smitty, and we're gonna continue to see, and the same thing that you said about you're saying about Marquez, we could have said about Martin or Bagnaia last year. So excuse me. So we'll see. Guys are getting faster, other manufacturers are getting faster. And I think Pecco is going to find his way. So, I mean, this is a track that Bezzecchi can go well at. Morbidelli can go well at. Dijan Antonio, obviously Zarco, and Quattarara. So, I mean, Smitty, I'll give you one more time to think. You really think that none of these guys are going to stop this guy on Saturday and Sunday?
Okay, so stop or challenge?
Stop. I mean, this
No,
stop. I mean, like, you know.
no,
Okay.
no, I don't see it.
Okay.
I
So
don't see it.
do you think that Alex Marquez got a good shot of beating him?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I mean, and not to sound like I'm trying to be a fanboy, but I don't see it. Seriously, I don't. No. Mark is riding on another level right now. And this is a new Mark, like a calm Marquez who
Not
rides
calm.
smart. He's still smart enough. He's not like the old 23-year-old Marquez who's super aggressive. He's smarter, a bit smarter now.
Hmm.
But he's still faster than everybody else.
Okay. All right. MotoGP has new rules for Marquez and Martin.
I was about to say,
Um,
I was
so
about
now,
to say
What rule is that? I missed it.
go ahead, TJ.
oh no. I was gonna bring up about a rule change, but you just basically brought it up. So,
I know. That's what
you
I'm
know,
saying. You bring it up and
yeah.
talk. Hey, Smitty don't know what's going on, so
Oh,
talk about it.
I mean, I forget there was like two rule changes. One of them is like if you change your something about last minute changing the grip position, you get a double long lap penalty.
Right. That's
I forget the exact rules. And there's
Okay,
another
so
one.
basically what he pulled up other week in the Coda, it was Coda,
yep.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
I mean, I get it. his strategy didn't work as planned. You
No,
know,
it did not. It did well. It worked as planned at the moment at the time, and then he crashed out. But and then the other rule now is after I don't know if it's serious injuries. But now
Oh,
MotoGP
yeah.
riders will be able to test the GP bikes before they come back from an injury. It says from an injury, but I gotta assume sprained ankle. I don't know if they need to test for that versus breaking up your body and stuff like
right?
that. So um
I mean,
which I think
that should be a given, you know?
I agree. I don't know if I'm a fan of the limited amount of time that these guys get to sit on these bikes. And they stay. I mean, maybe it's a cost factor. I don't know. But that's the thing I don't understand. Like, let these guys test these bikes because the more they work these bikes out, the more entertaining it will be. You know what I'm saying? Instead of these guys getting used to the bikes over 6, 7 rounds, and they can have 6 rounds of practice. I mean, they might not want that many practice as riders,
Right.
but you know what I'm saying. I think given if in other sports, guys can practice. And well, I mean, it's different with prototype bikes and stuff like that versus bike production bikes. But it's a rule I'm not a fan of. But there are two new rules for Martin and because of Martin and Marquez. Let's talk about there's rumors of Zarco could go to the factory Honda if he continues to do what he's doing, if he continues to be the top bike in Honda. Do you think that would be a good look for Zarco to get to a factory seat, a factory bike in his career?
It'll be a good look, but what I'm beginning to realize, and maybe I'm wrong on this one, that going to a factory bike versus a satellite team is there like a really big improvement though? Honestly, and I'm asking because on this one I'm not fully sure. Because you see you know, Alex is beating the factory Ducati on his blue, Goscinny bike. You've seen Castro Hondas beating the rep. I mean, I'm sorry, the LRC Hondas beating the Castro Hondas. So I mean, there's no proof anymore that factory is better. And if
Uh,
I'm wrong, hey, you're wrong. But
I would assume De Niro. I assume
Yeah.
okay,
I assume De Niro.
okay, getting
As
paid more
far as
than this.
Alex Marquez, he's on a 24 bike, and it's the 24 bike that's outperforming the hybrid 24, 25 bike that the three other guys are on, the factory team and the Gin Antonio. Those guys are on hybrid or 24,
Okay,
25 bike, however you want to call it.
so then it kind of proves my point that even though he's on an older, non-factory bike, the new factory bike isn't really better. Sometimes they
Uh,
get it wrong.
well, they have to work it out. So better is not the question. It's not like the 24 bike. They struggled in the beginning of the season last year on as well, and then they
Yeah,
sorted it out. So I mean, that's the downside of the factory teams is that they get the latest and greatest, but they got to spend the first few rounds sorting those bikes out and getting them dialed in. And then once they're dialed in, then hopefully it's not always the case because we see what's going on with Honda and Yamaha. So newer is not always better.
correct.
Bobby Shakes, what's going on, man? I mean, I see you over there. You with us?
I'm with you. Not
Uh,
really, but I'm
That's
with you.
that's what's up. So TJ,
Disagree with Smitty.
what are your thoughts about Zarco going to factory or possibly factory? I mean, I think for all riders, to just touch back on something that Smitty said, and Zarco said this as a rider, you want to have a factory contract. It's one thing to have the factory bike; it's another thing to have all the stuff behind the scenes, right? But I think riders want to come out on that factory team. It doesn't always work out well, but that's the goal. What are your thoughts? Does Zarco deserve a
Uh,
factory seat?
I definitely think he definitely deserves a factory seat. The fact that when the team was down, the first person to show up was always Zarco. Towards the end of the season, the guy always fighting strong. His name always pops up. Yeah, it probably won't be the best choice to go to the factory seat because at the end of the day, it could be like kind of the end game. Is like if you where do you go from there to another factory seat, or do you go back to a satellite team if you have to go to another manufacturer? Um, but yeah, I think it's a good trophy for yourself or a good milestone to say, hey, I'm on a factory seat to get the new latest and greatest and can test all the specs and you get better yourself. Um, but it's different from saying like Zarco's going to get a factory seat with Ducati or another manufacturer. We know that has higher standards, I guess. I don't know how to really explain it, but if it's for Honda, I would say sure.
Okay. All right. Bobby Shakes, man. Welcome to the show, man. Um, Zarko deserve a factory seat, man.
Yeah, I mean, where else are you gonna go?
Yeah, he can
I
stay
mean,
where he's at.
he can stay where he's at, but I mean, that's a lateral move, right? He's lateral move, a good lateral move for him to go to factory on the seat. It's a good move for him. It's a very, very good move for him because there's no space for him anywhere else. So you might as well just make the lateral move, go to factory on the seat. As we've been seeing throughout the season, he does have the skill set to conquer. He just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have the bike, and we've seen that.
Nice.
I agree with that.
But since we're talking, Honda, the rumor mill is that we'll go to World Superbike for a hot second. That possible Inoni and Top Rock might get signed to Honda for next year.
That won't be bad, man. That won't be bad at all.
Okay.
You know what they say? Win
I
on
want to know
Sunday,
is
still on Monday. If I get a 5 blade next year, if they do that,
I want to know who's putting up the money to get Top Rack in here on his own team,
Honda got money,
pulling
man.
Yeah, no,
strings
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Honda.
know, but like, I mean, what they're bringing in another satellite Honda team, right?
No,
Yeah,
they'll be on factory
or
Honda bike. This isn't moto. This is World Superbike we're talking about.
oh, okay,
So yeah, so this is World Superbike, and they'll I guess not Anoni, Ikaluku Ono and Chavi would lose their seats essentially.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah,
No.
that'd be
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. All
that
right,
would be
that's
interesting. I mean, Top Rock will definitely ramp up that bike. You know, I mean, I don't know, like the riding style for different riders when it comes to like, him dialing in that bike is. I mean, I think it'll be good for Honda.
right. I think chasing the money, Top Rock might be a possible gateway into MotoGP. Who knows? Because it'll be weird. I mean, Alvaro did it. He came close to winning Ducati and then left and went to Honda and came back. So I don't know if it's a money grab. I can see Anoni going to Honda because he won't have to come out of his pocket anymore. But Top Rock, I don't know how that's a good look. Versus, I'm pretty sure BMW's money's is pretty
Long
long
too.
as
Yeah,
well. What are your thoughts, Bobby Shakes?
I mean, BMW's money's long like chain smoke, but it's
Yeah,
definitely not as long as Honda.
I was gonna say Honda's spending money, still spending money from '88.
Yeah, hair dryers, cars, snow
jets.
blowers, uh, chainsaws. I mean, that company is solidified as a champion. My question to you is, why would he leave BMW to go to Honda?
That's a challenge.
No, well, hold on. The rumor has it, and rumor that if he
Allegedly.
rides
Yeah.
Honda next year in World Superbike, he'll be on. They would give him a MotoGP seat when they switch to the 850s the year after.
Okay. All right. That clears everything up then. Yeah, because BMW's not in the prototype game.
No,
Hope
well,
we get there though, but
we don't know because it seems like KTM is KTM's financial troubles are starting to make headlines again. I think it died down from the beginning of the seasons, but it looks like investors or some investors are not happy with how things are going. So who knows what could happen in the future? And I say that to say that BMW was rumored to maybe align with KTM and get into MotoGP that way.
okay, interesting. The
That's
Red
very
Bull
interesting.
BMW.
Well,
That would sound right.
So what would
the
they
red
make?
Beamer.
So how would they do that? Would they make the motor for KTM? I mean,
I
or
don't I don't know if
electronics?
it would happen, but I don't think BMW need to worry about the moto the motor part of things. I think it may be more aerodynamics and maybe chassis. Especially if they went to like an 850, and it sounds like BMW's been working on smaller inline four engines, or if the rumors are true.
And probably will give him heated grips. I just don't see how BMW. I don't see why BMW would even partner with KTM, because now
I
we're
don't
back to 800, right?
I don't know if I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it's a partnership kind of thing,
Okay.
but maybe change in ownership kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I
So
guess.
Divide his staff up.
if BMW buys KTM, right?
Okay.
Right. So
So then, I guess acquisition. The first MotoGP bike with heated grips.
listen, the best thing for Ducati was Audi buying them, right? So I mean,
You're right.
can't hurt. When somebody when the pocket's long, man, it doesn't hurt the company.
Yeah, you're right.
You know. Taka Nakagami, Oliveira, Oliveira's coming back on the Yamaha, and Taka Nakagami is doing a wild card ride in France. What do you guys think? Who you think is going to do better? Oliveira, he's only had a couple of I think only had a couple of rounds on the Yamaha, or Taka Nakagami, who's just been off for as long as Jorge Martin has been off the Aprilia.
I would say Oliveira, time off, but I think he's on a better bike.
Okay.
So I do feel that'll be a little kind of an edge.
Oliveira got the edge, huh?
Yeah.
How about yourself? Okay. How about yourself, TJ?
I mean, yeah, Oliver's been out for a while. I miss like him being back on the track. I know Taka has not won anything, but I miss Taka, and I think he's going to do better than Miguel.
Yeah,
So
I think
I
so
miss
too.
Taka being out
He's
there. So
healthy,
I think he's going to do much better.
and he's a test rider, so he's been on the bike. He just hasn't been racing. What are your thoughts,
True.
Bobby Shakes?
Tack. Now, what injury does he have here? What's his
Who?
medical report?
Oliveira or Taka
Yeah.
Nakagami?
Both. I need the medical report that I can make a educated decision.
Well, Taka
Fully healthy.
Nakagami retired, and so he became a test rider for Honda.
Okay.
And so he's just doing a wild card. So no injuries.
Because
No
Chance was hurt.
injuries.
That's why.
Second.
Chance was hurt.
No, he was doing the wild card anyway. But Sam Cat is hurt. He had arm pump surgery. Not hurt, but he had arm pump surgery, and he's not ready yet. So he's gonna be sitting out. So that bike. So they're still going to have 4 bikes on the grid. But it wasn't like a plan. I think Taka Nakagami was planned
Okay, gotcha.
ahead of time. To I could be wrong, but I think that's how it was. How from what I can tell from social media.
Okay.
I mean, historically, I would have to go with the gentleman that's on the test bike. We're not seeing people come back to the level they need to come back to after injury. I don't know what's going on. They're not no vitamin D, not drinking enough milk. Maybe they need to add spinach into their diet. I don't know what it is, but it just seems that the injury coming back is just taking too long. That's because, like I said before, it's compound interest. 1 fall, 2 fall, 3 falls. Starts to add up.
Bobby Shakes, I just realized what your description is. Honda ain't got the power. That is a complaint.
They don't.
They're getting it. But that is a complaint. And Jack Miller also complained about Yamaha. And I think I was right but wrong about when I said Yamaha was going to be running their V4 this year. I might have been wrong on the date when I said it last year, but it sounds like we might see that V4 on the MotoGP grid for the Yamaha before the end of the season. What do you guys think about that?
That'd be dope, man. That'd be dope. Just to see how much better the V4 is than the inline 4, if it is better, because I'm sure it has pros and cons. It's probably a bit more narrow bike, so it made the bike slimmer, maybe handle better. I don't know, but you know, you know with the bikes how it is. You change one thing for the better, but if something else becomes negative now. So we'll see how it turns out.
All right, all right. Yamaha TJ. That might be exciting news for you. Maybe that V4 might trickle down into our R1.
Oh yeah, man. I'm definitely excited to see something new with Yamaha, especially the V4 coming out because they've been talking about it. Fabio, the leader out there, he's excited about it as well. And I think, if he likes the V4, gets acclimated with it, he can probably, get better feedback and improve it faster you know, than the normal rate, just because it's something that he's like, into feeling, could be a big change. I'm excited for it.
That's what's up. Bobby Shakes, man. I mean, you
Listen,
don't have your Yamaha hat on this evening. I think it's hanging up on the wall.
let me see here.
Just that's quick.
Let me see something right now. The Japanese cannot make a bike that punch people in the knickers. Okay.
What?
N4 is just a whining bike.
They did once
N4
upon a
is
time.
it's just a whining bike. They don't know how to give you that torque. That V4 is a torque, Smitty, and you know that. That's all torque. That's all power. That's a man's bike. When are they going to put it on? You guys got to understand, this is June, okay? It's June. July's the half.
Okay.
When is this V4 coming? They were talking about it 3 weeks ago. It was on MotoGP on the front page. The V4 is going to make his appearance. When?
So the
When?
boogeyman,
Yeah, it's the boogeyman. Get out of here. And I just don't think the Japanese understand raw power. There's only 3 companies that understand the V4 power: Ducati, Harley, and Indian. Everybody else just makes a whiner bike, and then power comes in at 10 billion RPMs. Get out of here.
But I think Honda made a V4 years ago, one of the street bikes.
Yeah,
It
the
was like,
VFR.
Yeah,
VFR.
yeah,
the VR. Yeah,
right.
VFR.
that was a carburetor though. Get the
No,
warm
no, stop it. I had a VFR. It's a nice bike, lovely bike. I want another one.
carburetor.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Honda's running a V4. The Honda's a V4, right? In MotoGP. It
No,
was
I
only
want to say
Suzuki. It was only Suzuki and Yamaha that had the inline. I guess we can check, but Honda is a V4 in MotoGP.
it's not a V5.
I don't know.
Nah, I'm being serious because they had the
I,
V5 before.
I don't know about that.
Nah, the 211V was a V5.
with a carburetor, right?
No, the one that Rossi had, Nicky Hayden on the bikes, the RC211V was a V5. I'm 100%.
Yeah, it's a V4.
Honda, right? Yeah. So Honda's
Yep.
already in the game
Okay.
for V4. So yeah, no. It's
So that just proves my point exactly. They don't know how to make power because Zarco, Japan just doesn't. They don't know how to make that low end power. They just don't. They're under the tutelage of high end. Our power coming in way in the band, way in the clock. It's crazy. I don't see it happening. I don't see Suzuki. I don't see Yamaha, and I definitely don't see Honda. I mean, the last time. I mean, a V5. I mean, Jesus Christ, V5 with a carburetor. Come on, Smitty. Those days are over.
It's a nice engine,
Those were
Bobby
using the early
Shakes,
2000s.
and Honda is getting on the podium. Not on the podium, but they up there. I think they're pretty close to getting on the podium. And Zarko even said it. He can start to see the podium. So it's if he's seeing it, that means the bike's already capable of doing it. So go ahead, Shakes. I'm just saying.
Zarko had his chance week 2. I think was it week 2, Smitty? Week 2, week 3, when he had his chance. He had his chance for podium. He already had his chance.
There's still plenty of time.
He already saw the thigh. He already seen it, and then the dress came right down. That's it. He had his chance to beat the Ducati. He had his chance. Bike had no power.
Well, it's not that, but we'll see. It's still early, and this is his home GP, and as some people like to say, when the riders at their home GP is when they get a little bit of extra 2/10 of a second on track. So we'll see what happens. But Honda, I think they're improving, and I don't think they're that far off as you're saying, Bobby Shakes. Um, you know, but I will say this, and I said it last week, and now MotoGP is writing about it. Or is it MotoGP or some other article? There are more people writing about Alex Marquez going to possibly factory seat. When you said it, I thought you were crazy, but more people are talking about it.
Well, no, he is crazy though, so don't get that twisted. He's still crazy. He just made a good call. That's all.
A broken clock is right twice a day, right?
Correct. Can't give the man too much credit.
TJ, what do you think, man?
Man,
2027
strays,
because Mark and Pecco signed until the end of 26, so it has to be 27 on.
No, I think it's crazy thought.
Spit it out, TJ.
I think it's crazy. So come again. What was the question again? The you said
Alex
Mark and Alex.
Marquez.
What was it?
There are, I wouldn't out for lack of a better word, outlets or media outlets writing about Alex Marquez possibly could be one of the choices for a factory Ducati seat in 27 because
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy because I think there will be another option. Um, I know Bobby Shakes brought it up, so that's what I was thinking about. But like the conspiracy about Alex getting a factory seat, I think he deserves one eventually, but I don't know. I don't know if it's with Ducati.
all right. Now listen.
Sorry, my phone was breaking up a little bit.
Okay. If Jorge Martin won a championship and couldn't get a factory seat, come on. Alex got to win a championship before he gets a factory seat. I'm just like, he has to win one.
True.
He has to win one before he gets it, because if they give him one and he doesn't win it, that's it double down or slap in the face for Jorge Martin.
He's been slapped in the face. They're gonna slap him again. They don't care.
I mean, he got slapped in the face so hard
twice.
He's riding around with a concussion. He's just falling off the bike.
He got slapped in the face when they gave the factory seat to the Beast, Bastianini. He got slapped again when they gave it to Marquez. So that's 2 smacks.
3 strikes, you're out.
Right.
Smitty, do you really think it's a smack in the face?
But I think Alex have a better chance.
The only way Alex would have a better chance because if Mark uses his leverage.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that DEI talk.
Well, no. I'll say this. It would I know, and I was it would be very difficult. Ducati be in a very difficult position to have 2 brothers on factory bikes, because it could get ugly. It could get ugly for Ducati, because then at least when they're not siblings, you can favor Pecco, you can favor Marquez, and vice versa. But like if it's Marquez and if it's Alex and Mark, it could get personal, and because Mark and Alex are both have feelings, and so it's like, and don't get me wrong, I can't believe that Alex Marquez don't have some animosity, because Mark's been getting all the shine for a very long time. And I know some people will love their siblings and say, oh, I'm happy for them. But usually when people say that, they're not in that industry. they're not a direct competition. I'm happy for my brother because he's a Grammy winner, but I'm in whatever corporate, right? I'm happy.
Right.
That's easy for family to say that, but now the factory, like, people are divas, can be. You know what I'm saying? And for a long time, Alex has been sitting behind. Well, the competition hasn't really been there until this year, right? Because Mark
Okay.
has been so high, right? So this is the first time. So this is Alex's chance to say, look, I can get one over on my brother, a couple over on my brother, because he's been in the shadow for a while, and nobody wants to be in the shadow of anyone. I mean,
Right.
some people do it and some people accept it and blah blah blah, but by nature we don't want that, and so forth. And it's usually we just accept that somebody's better than us, and so we support what that is. But in the case of, like, if Alex is sitting here running faster time, close to the same times, and it's not faster times, and if this win opened up, I think it'd be very difficult for Ducati to control these two guys if it goes bad, because what, are they gonna take turn winning? Nah, they're gonna want to win all of them.
I
you
got.
know,
Do you think they were successful together with Cassini? I think so, but also
no, because
if the,
Alex was nowhere last year.
well, what I mean is like um as far as working together, I mean, obviously if they're both on factories, the goal is to both to win a championship. But do you think that also having siblings on the same team will affect like the direction of a factory team, because it's like more family oriented than like rivalry with like Pecco and Mark.
Yeah, I think
It's
I
like bringing
think if
family more involved into the scene.
well, they usually say business and family don't mix, right?
Okay.
That that's
I
that's
hope I
that's
hope it
that's
won't.
that's usually what it is, right? And in this case, it's, again, if everything it's when everything is going fine, there's no problems. There's never no problems when everything's going fine. But as soon as something when problem shows up, then you see who's who and what's what.
Okay.
And that's all I'm just saying. And right now, Ducati's riding on a high. If we want to go what Bobby Shake said, it's built on Dovizioso, right? That where the bike is right now is riding on a high. The Marquez brothers have done nothing to improve the bike, right? And maybe they've done a little bit. I won't say nothing, but for the most part, so for them, it's a plus for them to be on the bike. You know what I'm saying? Because, and like, we've already seen anyone can ride the bike and ride the bike well. We put the Marquez brothers on a different bike. They wouldn't be winning. So it's just, if that was to so, and like I said, last year to me, I felt like Alex took a back seat because he was the senior guy on the team, but Mark came and took that senior position, even though he was a rookie on Grassini last year, right?
Okay.
So, and again, like, I give Alex a lot of credit and strength, because it's just like, yo, this is my team, and now my brother came and took my team over. I don't want to say it's like coming to take your girl, but you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, yo, you took my team over. You know what I'm saying? Now they're throwing you higher than they throwing me. With, you know what I'm saying? And so for him, I he's a strong human being if it doesn't affect him.
Okay.
Um, he's
Especially
number
getting the
one
money.
right now in the standings. I mean, he's number one. Mark Marquez is 2. Pecco is 3. You got to give the factory seat to the guy that's giving you the result. He's in the lead. And
We
we
know that.
know, and we know Mark Marquez grabs the bike in every single race. If he had dropped that bike, which he should have, he should have. How many races we had? 6?
6, 7,
6 or 7?
6, yeah.
50% of those he should have dumped the bike. So if he had dumped the bike, guess who's in second place? Alex.
If he didn't.
He didn't dump it.
Yeah.
Hindsight's 2020. But if he had dumped if he had dumped that bike, this would have been Alex and Pecco's year.
Right.
So the guy's running hard. And I think he deserved the factory seat. And I've been saying this all season. And I think
You have.
I think Bagnaia, he's I get it. Like you said, historically, this is his best season, and he's managing the race because the race is still early. He's taking his 3 points, taking his 3 points, taking his 3 point. No, Marquez is shooting the three, he's taking his 3 points. Alex is playing good. Bagnaia is playing good defense, getting two. Marquez comes down, takes a three, misses it, grabs the rebound. Bagnaia puts up another layup. Now that's 4 points. He's managing the season. But he's not aggressively going after it. And I think Alex is aggressively going after it. And I think Mark Marquez is very, very lucky to be only down by 1 point. He's very lucky. He should be almost in sixth place because he should have lost the bike 50% of the races. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. You got to give it to my guy because I don't
It's
see
that
Bag.
good.
I will say this. The French round is going to be, I wouldn't say pivotal, but very important because I think things will sort out after this. Because KTM, they're kind of there, they're kind of lurking. Yamaha's kind of there, kind of lurking. Honda's kind of there, kind of lurking, and the Ducati riders are kind of just shuffling around who's going to be in the top three roughly. And so I think that if Alex Marquez backed us up with a win and Mark Marquez doesn't crash, that'll be huge, right? But if Marquez crashes out and Alex or anybody, as you guys are already saying, everybody else win, then I think this moves on to the next round, because I think whoever is going to win is whoever has the most consistent season, and right now, I think that's Pecco.
Wait. Hold on. How can you say it's Pecco when Alex is in first place? How more consistent should Alex have been for you to say Alex is more consistent than Pecco?
Because Pecco's finished on the podium every round so far. Alex hasn't.
Okay.
That's the only reason. But you're right.
Okay.
You have a good point. He's definitely out front. But I think the times when he wasn't on the podium kind of shows that well, he doesn't mean Pecco's been on the podium consistently, even if it's just third place. But and so that's the only reason why I give it. But Alex is close as close to being as consistent as Pecco, but not quite there because he missed a couple of podiums.
Okay.
I mean, to agree with Smitty, I mean, Alex only has one mistake this season, right? And that was in going into the first turn of 2 weeks ago, where he got into a little hiccup and it got pushed all the way back. If he had
By his
navigated that
brother.
turn, what happened, Smitty?
By his brother, right?
Yeah. Like if I don't know, it's he made one mistake, and I get it. Pecco
It
hasn't
wasn't
made
just
any mistakes.
it wasn't just one. That was one, but
Damn it.
because think about it, Vinales finished on the podium. Di Antonio finished on the podium, and Morbidelli. So
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So it'll be interesting to see. So what do you guys think about? We've been talking about the front guys right now, but what about let's dive into KTM a little bit more. Vinales is he the front runner out of those four guys?
I mean, yes, he is. And the only reason why I say that the past 2 rounds, well, the one in like a tar two rounds ago, he was in what, second place? But then he got that tire pressure penalty.
Yep.
Last round he was what, top 5? I forgot.
I think top. Let me look. I think top 4 and 5. I think something like that.
Yeah, top 4 and 5. So he's getting better every race, and other guys are just kind of, wow, okay, the bike could go, but I'm not going fast on it. I don't know why. So yes, right now Maverick is the KTM guy. So
All right. What are your thoughts, TJ?
I mean, Maverick did. I mean, it's not obviously not late in the season, but took him a few rounds to dial things in. He's actually showing himself now that he can sort of run up front. I don't know who is the best on KTM right now. Uh, Pedro Acosta had a better start this season. Brad Bittner's just floating in the middle. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I would want to say Maverick, for sure. But this round, like you said, will determine a lot of things. This is a shorter track where I'll say a lot more corners, I think. But we'll see. I think this will determine who the leader is on KTM. But for now, I think Maverick is heading towards that spot.
Gotcha.
Bobby Shakes.
I mean, it's funny, right? I'm looking at the standings right here. Bender has been in a crash, it seems, every week, and he's at 32 points. Acosta's at 33. Vinales is at 24 points at 15. What do you guys? How do you guys even come up? How do you come up with this math? I have a guy that's crashing out every race. He's at 32 points. He's 1 point behind Acosta. Vinales is out to lunch. I I think Binder is the guy for KTM. I honestly believe that. And KTM does have the power. They've shown it. But I kind of completely disagree with you guys. You guys talk about Vinales. I mean, 24 points. I mean, every time I look, I see Binder rolling around in the gravel.
Okay.
32 points, 1 point behind Pedro Acosta, who's supposed to be the golden boy. I don't know.
Man. I listen. I'm still gonna go Vinales, but I'm still going Vinales. I'm still going Vinales at the moment, but we'll see what happens. Let's before we get out of here, let's talk about Aprilia. Three guys on a bike. I don't know if the test ride is going to be at this round. Bezecchi is showing flashes of greatness, but it hasn't put it together yet. Yaguro seems to be slipping back a little bit, and which is kind of disappointing. What are your guys' thoughts about Aprilia?
Aprilia, I don't know much about them really. I mean, middle of the pack guys. That's all I can say really. I'm not impressed, but I'm not let down by them. They're just
Okay.
they're just there.
Right.
We call them Jags, just another guy.
Smitty, that was disrespectful. Yeah, Aprilia, I've never heard of him. Yeah, middle of the pack.
Oh man, TJ, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts, man?
Perry always has their issues, it's always like electronic or something, and with three bikes, you still don't get, all the data you want. I'm not sure if the Martin being out, if they can have a fourth rider, like a replacement.
Yeah, give him
Like
test rider.
I think
Salvador. I think Salvador
yeah,
is the
so
right. I don't know if he's gonna be there though.
yeah, so I mean, I just think they just need as much data, but like Smitty said, they're just this. What do you call it, Smitty?
Jag.
Jag, just another guy.
Jags. Here we go. Just another guy. I agree now. That's nice. Until they
All
prove
right.
themselves, wait for Martin to come back and do something,
Okay.
not get
What's
hurt.
up? What are your thoughts, Shakes?
Jag, no, not Jag. Jaff, just another factory in Italy, right? Them and MV Agusta, just another factory in Italy doing absolutely nothing.
Jaffe.
King Jeffrey Jaffa, right?
Just Jif, right? Jif, just another peanut butter brand on the shelf, man. Disrespectful show. This show's disrespectful.
You guys, I'm telling you, it's too much. All right, so before we get out of here, who top three? Go ahead, Smitty. Marquez, and who?
Marquez, and Maverick.
Okay, three M's. I like that. I'm gonna have to buy that ticker. Who do you thought, CJ?
I'm gonna say Pecco, Marquez, and I'm throwing Fabio just because it's home track. I know it's far,
Echo,
a little
what's
left
wrong with you,
field, but
man?
hey, Pecco. I mean, I think Pecco's results were pretty good last year.
Shakes.
I mean, so we're just gonna take away affirmative action and DEI, and we're just gonna give it to Quartararo to even.
No, he has to win, man.
podium?
He's not giving it to him.
No,
He has
no,
to
no.
win.
Come on.
You think there's a DEI chip that they put in all other bikes?
Yeah, it's DEI. Hey, Quartararo got lucky last week. Forget about it. It's
Okay.
gonna be
What's that like?
Mark,
Black Knight.
Mark, and Pecco.
Yeah.
But I gotta buy the parlay, right? So I got four picks.
All right.
So my parlay is Marquez crashes out, and my dark horse, who I've been consistent all season, is Morbidelli.
Okay.
Morbidelli sounds like an amazing sandwich. It sounds like an amazing.
Let me get a Morbidelli.
Yeah, give me a Morbidelli.
You got to convince somebody to make a
What-
sandwich somewhere.
Curious what'll be on this.
Right.
Little
I guess
salami, some prosciutto, no
It's like-
mayonnaise,
It's
some
a,
olive oil, some cheese, some mozzarella, some fresh basil.
I was gonna say it's an Italian sub, but panini style.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's
Go to
it.
Quiznos, right?
Yeah, that's the Morbidelli. Hey, listen, Ducati, if you steal that, I'm suing you. If I see that in the paddock, I'm suing you guys.
Right. No Morbidelli sandwich. I'll go with Zarco. I'm going out on a limb. I'm gonna put Pecco in there. I'm gonna put Bezzecchi in there.
For who?
Oh,
Zarco,
Shake-up.
Bezzecchi, and Pecco.
You're ridiculous, man.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
are
That's a shake-up.
ridiculous, man.
Thank you.
That's what he rolled the dice. All right,
Listen,
Yeah, he's
man.
picking names out of a hat.
this is gonna be.
There's four of us, and we all can't be sitting here saying Marquez.
No, we can if that's the right
No.
choice to make.
Nah,
We
hey.
can.
Nah,
You were just trying so bad to be anti-Marquez, man.
Oh, hold on a
Nah.
second. Hold on here, Smitty. Look,
Yeah. You might as well pick Suncat Chantra or something, you know what I'm saying?
nah,
You might
it's
as
not
well.
the same. Not the same. What you
He was
got
like,
there?
yeah, I'm gonna pick Chantra. I'm gonna pick
He
Joe
said, "No, I don't like
Roberts."
that one."
Yeah. It was ridiculous, man.
I'm not. I'm just writing in the names. I'm not even picking them out of a hat, man. Come on. It's good though. Zarco is close, and you know what I'm saying. I firmly I keep standing on it. These guys are gonna find a way to beat them, and it's coming.
Okay.
All right.
Zarco finished 12th last year.
Yeah.
That doesn't really mean much, but you know,
He's the top Honda right
Marquez
now.
came in second. Yeah.
So it is what it is. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Rex 45. Peace.
Smitty, Smith Shot Racing.
Peace.
just
TJ
pick
with
names
two
out of
other.
the hat. Just pick names out of the hat. Whatever. Just throw it out there.
That's the name of the new podcast. Pick name out of a hat podcast.
Unbelievable. Smitty, this guy's unbelievable.
I know.